Chase. Come on. All right. What's up, guys? Ryan, Vintage Viking, and Chase, my middle child, my almost 18-year-old. So, me and Chase, or Chase and I, sorry, we both really love movies. Okay. Chase wants to be an actor when he grows up, or he's already kind of grown up, but when he gets older. And so we've spent time before watching movies to watch specific actors who are really talented, or things like that, so he can learn as he's going along before he ends up, or hopefully goes to acting school someday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. And so I have put together a list of my top sci-fi movies of basically my memory. These might not be the best sci-fi movies of all time, but they're the ones that I remember the most, or have impacted me the most, or have stuck with me through childhood. And that probably means that there was some either really good directing, really good writing, really good cinematography, acting, whatever it is, something in that movie stuck, or it just hit me personally, right? It might have just really stuck with me personally. There's very few movies that just stick and never go away. Like, my top movie pretty much of all time that has affected me the most, or did affect me the most at the time, was Braveheart. That movie affected me more than any other movie had in that moment. So I have a list of 35 sci-fi movies. So I have left off things like Star Wars, okay, because
that was the dumbest decision ever.
Why?
It would literally be number one, and it would not be close.
But it wouldn't be number one for me. It would, no. Nuh-uh.
Oh my gosh.
No. It'd be up there, and the only one that would be up there would be Return of the Jedi. That
what?
Maybe the beginning of Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. Get back here.
That is so bold.
No. Okay, so my favorite Star Wars movie I watched when I was younger was Return of the Jedi. That was my favorite one. This is long before there was more than 3.
Out of the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi was the worst one.
No.
It was not close.
No. The first one was the worst one.
Empire Strikes Back was the best one. The first one was second, and the third one.
The first one was the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Return's best. It had Ewoks. And speeders.
Oh, it had the Ewok scene. Okay, never mind.
Speeders.
I changed my mind. It was the best one.
And come on. Okay, anyways, sorry. I left off big things like that, like Star Wars, because it's kind of in a league of its own. It has like tons of spin-offs. It has like, just there's so much to Star Wars. And of course, it's up there. It's a classic. It's one of the top ones. Okay, so some of the other stuff I was going to leave out, because I want to do something separate for it later, is one, zombie movies. So I didn't add zombie movies to sci-fi, even though that is sci-fi, other than one. I added one.
Which one was it?
Can't tell you. It's up at the top.
Oh my gosh. I'm an idiot.
So, no, I left that one in there. I didn't add strictly horror movies unless it really bled over into sci-fi. You'll see there's a couple that really have the horror title, but they bleed into sci-fi a lot. I want to do a specific one for that too. So Chase has not seen a lot of these movies. And I haven't seen a lot of these movies in a long time. So I'm going off memory. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you my list of top 35 sci-fi movies that are my favorites or have stuck with me the most. Chase has not seen most of them. He's seen a couple.
I think I've seen 3 on this
Like maybe
list.
3 out of the list of the 35. I had a list of 50 plus, and I whittled it down as best I could. Probably more than 50. And then I separated it in categories, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit a random generator, and we're going to generate all these movies till he's watched them all. Then we're going to go back. All right, we're going to go back and we're going to re-rank these movies. So Chase is going to go back and rank them according to his favorites, having seen them for the first time or maybe only one other time, a couple of them, and rank them based on what his favorites are, as well as at the end of this, he's going to go through and tell you which ones he has seen and which ones he maybe is excited for or knows nothing about. And some people might be excited for this because I wish I didn't know anything about these movies, and I got to watch them for the first time. So that'd be so cool.
There was nothing like knowing nothing about Mitchell's versus the Machines, and then watching that for the first time.
That was a great movie.
That was like
it's a good kids.
I wish I could go back and watch that for the first time.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Well, a good kids movie, Mitchell's versus Machines on Netflix. Same person who made
Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So or good. Same company or whatever. So here's my list. Number 35 is Judge Dredd. Okay, both the original one and the remake I really loved, and so I'm just putting them together as one. When it comes to that, we'll watch them both, and he can pick which one he likes better. The original one had Sylvester Stallone back in
Goat
90s, maybe somewhere around there. I don't know. And then the later one had Keith Urban, Carl Urban. So you haven't seen The Boys, but he's the main guy in Boys, or one of the main guys in The Boys.
I thought that was Anthony Starr.
Well, he's the other main guy in The Boys, but you haven't seen it.
Oh, no, I know who he is. So
Keith Urban's been in like 10 million movies. He always plays somebody with different haircut, different style.
He was in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So he's the main guy in the newer Judge Dredd. Anyways, okay, moving on. 34. I'll try and keep these moving a little bit. Mission to Mars. Mission to Mars is just a kind of a cheesy little Mission to Mars movie. It has very good actor Gary Sinise in it. I think Don Cheadle's in it. Some other it's a kind of a hodgepodge of actors when they were kind of early on. So it's been a while since I've seen that. I may be misremembering who was in it, but I'm pretty sure they were all in it. 33 is Leviathan. This is
it's in between my hands.
Yeah, we'll try and put the little screenshots up.
This isn't going to be edited and look like an absolute ridiculous moron.
If the screenshots aren't up, if they shan't up, or whatever, you'll figure it out. Stupid. Okay, so Leviathan is kind of a. This is one of my favorite scenarios outside of deep space exploration. Is underwater.
Oh my gosh!
Underwater stations. So a facility built on the ground underwater. Chase doesn't like underwater stuff.
I have thalassophobia. I literally can't look at water without cringing.
But we're not watching Open Water. Anybody who's seen that?
Is that the movie with the big megalodon?
No, that's the Meg. Hence megalodon. We could watch Jaws.
Heck no. Actually, I'd watch Jaws.
Jaws. It's a classic.
So old that I have to watch it.
It's a classic, and you can tell the shark's animatronic. But it will scar you even more. So, anyways, that's where everybody's fear of water came from originally. So, anyways, Leviathan is a deep sea, platformy type thing station underwater, kind of like a space station, but under the sea, and it's chaos ensues. Red Planet. It's with Val Kilmer. Back in the day.
Was this before or after Batman?
Good question. I'm gonna go with before. I think it's before Batman. I could be wrong. It's pretty close to that time frame though. And then also, what's her name who played Trinity in The Matrix? Carrie Ann Moss is in it, and a few others. So that's up there. It's I really love space, travel, disaster, isolation type movies. Not with one person being isolated by themselves, and the whole movie's like a shot of their face talking to the camera, and it's just them stuck in a cockpit of a spaceship, and they're just blabbering on for 2 hours, and I don't like those ones, but I like the space disaster. The fear of being imploded.
So do you think you're not gonna like the new Willem Dafoe movie, where he's like stuck in a apartment?
That's different. It's not a space type thing. It's just a isolation one. But
I really want to watch
he's such a good actor, and it'll probably be good. But I probably will watch it once and never watch it again. Would be my guess. That'd be my guess.
I really want to watch that movie. I forgot what it's called, but I saw the trailer and I immediately like almost fell in love with it.
But he's such a phenomenal actor that it'll probably be like
it's worth it.
It'll probably be very well done and well acted, and a good drama. But that's different than me wanting to watch like a deep space travel. Their ships, something goes wrong, they gotta like make it out of there and survive, and that kind of thing. So 30, probably one of my least favorite actors of all time.
Don't but he's disrespect on his name.
But he's growing on me, I guess. Something about his face, I just want to punch it. It has Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and it's the source code. I don't know. I just don't like him for some reason. But the movie's good, and when I watch him, he's okay. I don't know.
What about Nightcrawler? Everyone says that is one of the greatest acted movies of all time.
I don't remember if I saw that. Is it the one where he's like a photographer or something? Or...
I think so.
I don't know if I saw it. If I did, I didn't. I don't know if I cared for it.
Just because of him.
Yeah, it's hard to get past. He has a punchable face. So I'll move a little quicker. 29, Soldier, older Kurt Russell movie. I don't need to give the details on it. If you've seen it, but basically a super soldier kind of movie. Virus. This is with Miss Halloween herself, Jamie Lee Curtis. This is a basically they come across a ghost ship out in the ocean. It's been abandoned, and there's some things that have taken over the ship, and it's kind of got a lot of body horror type elements to it. So, mutated people and things like that. So, Stargate, another Kurt Russell and James Spader. Muscucci Saran.
Oh, I love James Spader.
From what?
Doesn't he play Ultron? Isn't that James Spader?
Yes,
and
that's his voice.
And he's in The Office.
Yes, he's in The Office too.
I love James Spader.
Yep. So he's been around for a long time. Mom really liked Blacklist.
It's watch that.
Yeah, it's got 48 seasons.
It's more than Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. So Stargate's classic. They find this portal that takes them to another place, and it happens to be a lot like Egypt with gods and things like that, Egyptian types thing, and they got to figure out how to get back and fun. Number 26, Attack the Block. This might be a little bit underrated one. It was fun, super fun, and I didn't put comedy horror on here because I think there's a great subgenre of comedy type horror or comedy thing, sci-fi. So, but it could fall a little bit under the comedy horror section, comedy sci-fi section, not horror. And I won't spoil anything about that. I'm putting this one on here, number 25, because it was so well done. I wasn't super drawn into it, but there's something about it that stuck. And so that movie is Arrival. Amy Adams, I think. Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner, I believe, in that one. Basically, it's a first contact type movie. So spaceship arrives, hence the name Arrival. And I kind of didn't like it all that much at first. It kind of bugged me in certain things, but it was filmed really well. You'll like how it's filmed. You'll like the acting, things like that. The Martian. Thought the movie was phenomenal. Haven't read the book yet. It's on my list to read this year. Probably everybody knows about that. He's what's his face? Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. That's how I remember. So Matt Damon in The Martian. And
it's Matt Damon in The Martian?
Yeah, Matt Damon's the main guy in The Martian.
Yeah.
And there's a trip to Mars. They've been going there for a while. There's a Mars space station type thing, and he gets accidentally left, and it's how he survives on Mars.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very good. My wife does not like sci-fi. She doesn't like anything unrealistic. If it has something that's fake or not realistic in it, she just tunes out and shuts off. And she actually liked The Martian.
Wait,
so,
really?
Yeah, we went to the theater and she's like, "That was really good."
So she doesn't like Spider-Man: No Way Home, the greatest movie of all time, but she's fine with The Martian. Yeah. Okay.
Because it's not really. I mean, we've put landers on Mars and things like that, so it's not out of the realm of possibility, I guess. 23, Gravity. It's okay. It'll be okay. Focus. Calm down. Sorry.
It's so bad.
Gravity. Sandra Bullock, George Clooney. Good combo. Space disaster type movie. Oblivion, number 22. What's his name?
Never seen the movie, so I don't know.
It's late. Oblivion. It has Tom Cruise and Olga Kurchenkov or something like that. I can't remember what her name is.
There's like 4 movies with Tom Cruise on here, isn't there?
Tom Cruise he's a stud. He's a stud. So Oblivion's up there. It's a space set in the future time. Tomorrow War. Well, you've seen this.
That is such an underrated movie.
Is this the first one on the list you've seen?
This is the first one on the list
Okay.
that I have seen, and I remember after it came out that people were like slandering this movie everywhere, and I don't know why. I think for some reason a lot of people just like hate Chris Pratt, and so everything that he's in they just like bash. I don't know why personally. Why? He's great, but I remember watching it and everyone was like, "It's all right. It wasn't that good." But I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Yep. I thought it was good. I thought the one with Ryan Reynolds that came out recently was decent too.
The Adam Project?
Yeah.
It was okay.
It's not the same as that. It's not as good.
I can. It was a good movie. The first like half, and then the second or the third act was just garbage. And
the premise was good.
The premise was great, but the third act was terrible.
But it was entertaining.
Yeah.
So, another one on my list that I was not a huge fan of when I watched it, but I need to watch it again because it's done so well, and this guy almost can do no wrong, Christopher Nolan. So,
yes.
I mean, all his movies are phenomenal, and I picked this one because it's so sci-fi. I didn't add Tenet on here or what's the other one? The Dream. Inception. I didn't add those ones on here. Inception is far superior to Tenet. I think it's far superior to Interstellar, but Interstellar has stuck with me, and certain scenes have been registered in my brain for a long time. So it's just kind of weird that I didn't really super love it, but it's still stuck. So it's on.
Oh, so I know that Inception versus Interstellar is like a really big like clash of titans. So, and I've only seen Inception, and Inception I think is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So we're gonna see which one.
Well, they're not the same, but they're very the same style.
I don't know why people put it up against each other. I think it's just because they're both made by Christopher Nolan. But
yeah, there are some scenes in Interstellar that are just so good. They're so good. They're shot so well. They're just phenomenal. So number 19, Europa Report. And I'm saying it like that because I don't know if many people have actually seen this movie. I don't know. It's kind of filmed like on a handy cam kind of thing, like it's a whatever that's called, like a found footage type shot. But it's a good space exploration trip disaster type movie.
Is Europa a planet?
I think that's their either the name of their ship or they're on their way to Europa. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I don't think it's not a real planet.
I only know that from Destiny.
You're talking about a real planet?
Well, you know,
like in our solar system?
Well, I played Destiny.
How many planets are in our solar system?
I don't know. I only know math. I don't know freaking history. Like, what the heck?
History. Number 18, Life. You have seen this?
I have seen this movie.
Ryan Reynolds.
The GOAT. He's the best.
Yeah, there's quite a few people in it, actually. It was an enjoyable
Oh, another one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal, and those two together are actually really good. So they're buddies, and so it comes off well when you're watching the movie. So I enjoyed that one. Number 17. This one's kind of a little known one as well, and it's going back there a little bit, and I think it fell way under the radar. Is Chronicle, and I don't want to spoil the movie, so I'm not going to talk about it, but you'll like it. It has Michael B. Jordan when he's younger, so
Yes.
Black Panther, your heart out. Minority Report. So based on the Philip K. Dick short story of basically a pre-crime stopping police unit, can stop crimes before they happen. Very cool, little out there. Sphere, based on the Michael Crichton novel. Sphere is, for lack of better phrasing, they find a sphere down in the ocean and they gotta figure out why it's there. So it's a really great movie. Great movie. Okay, so getting up there. So number 14. We're starting to get into the ones that I could not cut no matter what, and had a really hard time placing these ones. Like, really hard. So anyways, Serenity. Number 14 is Serenity. And Firefly. I'm not including TV shows, but Firefly is primo at the top. I love Nathan Fillion. Right?
So good.
How could you not love
good.
Nathan Fillion? He's probably one of my favorite actors ever. And Serenity was just kind of a great closure to the Firefly show, having only had one season, and it was, there's a lot to it that is. So you kind of have to watch Firefly first.
Okay.
So we'll have to watch Firefly because otherwise
I watched like 4 episodes. I don't know why they canceled it. It was really
I know, it was
good.
really good. So we'll watch Firefly before Serenity, and then watch Serenity. Okay, number 13, Edge of Tomorrow. All right.
This movie is so fire.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So this is what number 3 you've seen on the list, I think.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. Emily Blunt, Tom Cruise, based on the novel. I forget the author's name, but Live, Die, Repeat. Number 12, Sunshine. This is a cool movie with Cillian Murphy and some other guys. There's a few people in it, and they basically are traveling to the sun. So I don't want to spoil any of the rest of it. District 9. So this is number 11. District 9. And there's also kind of like Elysium and Chappie are in that same same director's style. They're almost all like made the same, but District 9 was by far the best. And so the other two we should watch also, but District 9 was top. Aliens living on Earth or invaded Earth, and they're kind of living together but at war at the same time. When it came out, it was so phenomenally like done. The CGI was like incredible. It was just awesome. So number 10, here we go. Top 10. You've seen none of these, right? Well, except for maybe one.
I've seen
right?
2.
Okay, don't say them yet. Top 10, because people are on the edge of their seats here. I mean, literally, people are at home like this. Please tell me, don't.
Like me on TikTok, and I'm looking at someone's like top 10 favorite like movies of all time, and then they just name off like 5 movies. I have no idea what they're talking about. I was like, that was just a waste of time.
And they're usually like obscure, random movies. This is why this is kind of one of the other reasons I wanted to do a top list, because usually, like, these movies aren't really obscure. And I don't like the ones where it's like top 10 movies of all time, and then it's 10 movies you've never heard of. There's some weird like indie, foreign 1962 Japanese director who only directed one movie, came out for 3 months only to VHS and beta, and
if Dark
no one's
Knight
ever
is
heard
not
of it.
on your top 10 list, I can't respect you or your opinion. It's just, you're just blatantly wrong. You're just wrong. You're wrong.
Really? Well, let's see.
Yes.
After you see these movies, you may change your top 10. What's your top 10 right now? Do you have it actually nailed down?
I have my top 5 nailed down for.
Okay, what's your top 5 movies of all time?
Okay, here's the thing. My number 1 favorite movie of all time was Spider-Man: No Way Home. I watched it 3 times in theaters, but I'm probably never gonna watch it again, and there's a reason why. I've never felt emotion like I felt that movie ever in my entire life. It was the greatest experience of my entire life. I will never forget. I will be at my wedding day. They will be like, "This is the greatest moment of your life," and I'm gonna be like,
No.
"Did you
It's
see
second.
Spider-Man: No Way Home on opening day?" I don't think so. Like, that is, it is the. I know it's not a perfect movie. I know there's some things wrong. I know there is, like, from a bias,
Yeah.
from an
It's
unbiased
just
standpoint.
has to do
It's
with
just
has to do a lot with nostalgia,
Nos-
feeling, how
I
it affected you.
I saw Andrew come on screen and my eyes started bawling.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So,
number 2 would be Dark Knight. Number 1 and number 2 are interchangeable. Dark Knight is a better movie. Point blank period.
Yeah, it's
It
just
is. It's a better movie.
Yeah.
Then I would probably say Lone Survivor. Lone Survivor was fantastic. I loved Lone Survivor. Number 4 would probably be I Am Legend.
It's a great movie.
And number 5, it gets tough for number 5, but I really loved Whiplash. I literally watched it for the first time a couple days ago. It was amazing.
I haven't watched it yet.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Well, we'll see if any of those top 5 change after watching some of these. They may.
Might be.
You never know. So number 10. The first one in this, there's a kind of a franchise here. There's 3 movies that were made. I think, unless they made some other cheesy ones after it. The first one is the one that really affected me, and I loved when I saw it. And this one might be a little more indie, kind of older, not well known, but Cube franchise. Cube is, I'll just tell you that. Well, I don't really want to tell you because it kind of spoils it. Cube is a deadly game type movie.
Oh, isn't this? I think there's a video game, right, where you're stuck and there's like rooms all around you, and you pick a room, and then like you have to go in, and then you either like there's like something in there.
You have to solve your way out,
and then you go to the next room.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
It's got some gore and violence. It was probably one of the crazier things that I saw, like before, like the Saw franchise came out, in that style, in that sense, you know. But I loved it. Not for everybody. It's old. It's not film. It's like low budget filming, but it's phenomenal. Number 2 and number 3 were like a little more budget. The stories weren't as good. It just didn't hit as good, but I'm just clumping it all together. Number 9, Terminator franchise, and I'm not splitting them up by specific movie. So, as you can tell, yeah, you could do that too. You could add it in there. Clearly, in my opinion, well, I don't know, man. Terminator 2 is so out there in its awesomeness when it came out. It is like eons away, and in my opinion, far superior to Star Wars. It is so.
Oh my gosh! Don't you
so
even?
Good.
That reminds me. Revenge of the Sith would have been number 5. It was not for Whiplash, but no, Revenge of the Sith is. You're not, Dad. Please
okay.
Don't.
Well, we'll see. Terminator 1 was good. Terminator 2, I mean, Terminator 1 is in its own way is like phenomenal. Terminator 2 like blew Terminator 1 out of the water, but they're both like phenomenal. So
that's hard to do. It's very hard for a sequel to be better than the first one, especially like way better.
I would say Terminator 2 was way better than the first one. So that was number 9. Number 8, The Thing. And I enjoyed both The Thing, the original with Kurt Russell, and then the later remake of it as well. I enjoyed them both. And I would say the original was better because of like there's no like CGI. It's just that natural, like we were talking about earlier, the kind of whatever they did was animatronics or puppetry to make things whatever. There was real actual effects, like makeup effects and things like that made it more like real feeling and just like you were there. So The Thing is awesome. And I know that number 7 is not a better movie than The Thing. Okay? I know it. But these are what stuck with me more than anything. And now we're really getting into ones that have stuck with me permanently. I could put them on anytime. I could watch them at any moment and don't even have to think about it. Okay? Number 7, Pacific Rim. Okay? This
I
is
think that movie was so boring.
but you didn't even watch it.
I got like
You watched
30
like
minutes in,
no,
and
you
I was
watched
just,
like 10 minutes, seriously.
it was it. I was like,
You watched like 10 minutes.
I spent the entire 10. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what he. I don't understand what you
Well,
like. See,
we'll
in this
see.
movie.
We'll see what you think. Anyways, I love Pacific Rim just because it was something that affected me. I watched the whole thing. I was absorbed into it, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And I just loved it. So, anyways, it's one of those ones I can literally put on anytime and sit there and watch, and not go, "Yeah, I've seen this before." You know what I mean? Well, you can do that with some movies where you just put it on. Like I can turn on this movie anytime,
I
and I
can-
won't be bored.
A movie that I can put on anytime and not be bored is, oddly enough, it's Revenge of the Sith. I've seen
just enjoy
I've
it.
seen that movie probably like 30 times, and I still just watch
And
it.
you
just for
you just
fun.
watch it and you enjoy it, and
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah, it's like that. I know it's not a better movie than like probably a lot of these on the list. It's just that's how it affected me, and I actually haven't watched it in a long time. Number 6, Pitch Black franchise. Granted, the first Pitch Black when it came out was one of the best movies I had seen. I loved it. It's low budget too. It's like filmed in a weird grainy style. I think it was kind of meant to be filmed that way a little bit. It's filmed dark. The lighting kind of sucks in it. But the movie is pitch black. They're in the pitch black, so the lighting's gonna suck, right? But it's when you watch it, it's like you'll see. It's like kind of weird. Number 2, horrendous. And then they rebooted it and Riddick and all that, and it got better again. So, but I could watch Pitch Black over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and it's just a good movie. The number 5 is Abyss, The Abyss, and this movie is one of the other ones that's deep space exploration or deep water exploration kind of thing, deep sea, and they're in a thing, so they're not like in
It's
the
even
water.
worse. No,
Yeah,
actually,
but-
no, that's not even worse.
No, they're in a thing, so most of the thing is filmed in rooms where they're in the thing. You just know they're underwater. So, anyways, Abyss. Come on. It's such a great first contact kind of movie underwater, and it's phenomenal. Now, number 4, Matrix. Matrix franchise stuck with me forever. Because I actually saw Matrix in the theater for the first time, and within 2 minutes, when she's running on the wall and the camera's going like this, my mind was just like exploded with like, what just happened? Oh my gosh! And I was just like, this. And my buddies with me, and we're like hitting each other, like, no way, and we're just freaking out because it was so phenomenal. And watching it now is not the same as watching it then. So this maybe is one that I wouldn't like just pop in and watch all the time, but it's
It was a good
because it
movie.
was so instrumental in my adolescence.
I really liked the first one.
It was really good. Then the next ones aren't as great, and I have not actually seen the newest one. And I heard people were very unhappy, but I don't really care what reviewers and people say because usually they're wrong. And people will go, "That's the worst movie ever. It sucked." And I watch it, I'm like, "Dang, that was good." Or
maybe,
you get like,
or maybe we're the weird ones.
I'm probably the weird one, yeah, for sure. Well, you get like the Oscar nominees, and you're like,
Oh no, the
watching and you're
Oscars
like,
are bull. Oh,
or you get like,
absolutely not.
like Rotten Tomatoes, like 100%, and it's like one of the worst movies you've ever seen.
What movie beat out Spider-Man: No Way Home for favorite fan movie of the year? It was the dumbest thing I think. It was 100% rigged.
I don't know.
It wasn't even close.
Paddington.
What?
All right, top 3. This one, number 3, is one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. It fulfills all of the needs I have for deep space, for exploration, for that gritty, what's gonna happen feel. This one would be the one that was closest to horror. Okay, so this would be like a deep space horror movie. So kind of like, what's that game that we were talking about just a minute ago, or a little bit ago?
Last of Us?
No, the one they're remaking. The game they just remade the game.
Oh, Dead Space.
Dead Space. This is like a Dead Space kind of. This is like an abandoned spaceship exploration type thing. Did I even say the name yet? I didn't.
No.
So if you don't know, which you probably do, it's Event Horizon. Number 3, phenomenal movie that has affected me more than any other space movie that I've seen. It hit every like thing that, all the feels right in the, just pricked them right in the right spots. It just hit everything. It's everything I want in a deep space exploration movie. Number 2, this is the one that doesn't quite fit into the sci-fi in the sense because it could fit. It's more zombie related, but Resident Evil franchise. I know this is your number 2. What a lame-o. I know they're not the best movies. I know they're not. When I saw the first Resident Evil, I saw it in theater. I went by myself, having a hard day, and I went. And I was like, man, I really hope this is good. I played the games when I was younger. I didn't hear anything about it. I didn't read any reviews. I just went, you know what? I'm going to go to the movie theater. Went by myself, walked in, sat in the middle, had my popcorn. I think I even put my hood up and kind of did one of these because I was just watching it like this. And I was just enamored with everything in that movie, and I was just so sucked into it, and it was the best thing I'd ever seen. And I watched all of them. I love all of them. I don't care how bad people say they are. They're phenomenal. I know Nemesis wasn't that great, but I still will watch it and love it. So the whole franchise of Resident Evil is by far my favorite zombie thing of all time. And I'll spoil it for the zombie. No, you know what? Actually, there might be some that beat that, now that I'm thinking about it. But it is absolutely phenomenal.
If we do zombies, can we put Walking Dead on the list, even though it's a show?
We could do shows, and we could do TV and movie together, combo. But there's a lot of zombie stuff. All right, so number 1. Everybody knows this is always everybody's number 1 favorite. It is the best science fiction thing of all time. Everybody is aware of it. There's no doubt, okay, what number 1 is, and that is Starship Troopers. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, number 1, of course, is Aliens. Alien, or the Aliens franchise. Alien by itself is superior to all other sci-fi movies of all time and forever will be. It is greater than Star Wars. It is greater than Star Trek. It is greater than...
You're wrong.
Any of them.
You're wrong. I haven't even seen the movie and you're already wrong.
100%. Aliens is the best made science fiction movie of all time. I love it. I love it. People rag on the rest of the series. I loved Aliens. As they go along, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and then the reboots of Prometheus and Covenant and all those ones, none of those are as good as Alien.
Show me Alien versus Predator and tell me that is better than Star Wars.
No, Alien versus Predator isn't better than Star Wars. But Alien, the movie, is better than any other single individual movie. The franchise didn't last as well as Star Wars has lasted. Star Wars has produced more top Star Wars movies. Aliens has not produced more and more top Alien movies, but Alien the movie by itself is numero uno. So, you've seen
I've seen Life,
Tomorrow
War, Edge of Tomorrow.
And a couple miscellaneous.
Yeah, I've seen one Resident Evil movie.
Saw the first Resident Evil movie.
And I saw the first
Matrix. Okay, so besides those, or even with those, what here are you excited to Which ones are you excited
The
to watch?
ones that like I heard and I was like, I think that would be cool. Is I really liked I want to watch Martian because that actually really interested me. I want to watch Interstellar.
Do you want to read the book with me?
I might. I do have to read a book.
Yeah, but we were going to read War of the Worlds together, right?
Why isn't that on here?
Should be on. War of the Worlds. Should be on there. War of the Worlds is actually a very good movie too. 36 top movies. I'm going to throw War of the Worlds in there too because it's actually a good movie. Just because he hasn't seen it. And we're going to read the book. There's like 10,000 movies I could have added. Here's what you can do. You guys can put in the if there's people who watch this and you actually make it past the first 3 minutes, put in what movies you want to have us watch that you think should be on here that are better than some of these or whatever, and we'll add them and we can make even a bigger list if we want, or maybe some of these will nudge out and some other new ones will move in. So go on. Sorry.
For some reason, I feel like Cube is the one that I'm most excited to see.
Really?
Yeah. Because I've seen the game, and it's not a game that has a story mode. It's just a game you play with your friends.
Do you like dangerous games like escape room?
I love escape rooms.
Okay, so there's some escape room movies too that are not. They're okay.
Isn't there a movie called Escape Room?
Yeah, there's a couple that are like kind of like that. So there's a genre of movies that's like dangerous, deadly games.
Yeah,
like,
I love that stuff.
Oh, then you'll love Saw.
I will love Saw.
Oh,
I
man.
know I will.
I love Saw. Saw is so good.
And then I want obviously Alien because I just haven't seen it and I just heard so much about it.
Predator should probably be on there too.
I don't know. Predator just sounds so lame.
Yeah, I mean, but it is sci-fi. It's aliens. It's an alien. Yeah, we should throw Predator in there too. I do love the first Predator. We'll slip Predator in there somewhere too.
And also Soldier because of Sylvester Stallone, and I love Sylvester.
No, Soldier is Kurt Russell.
Oh wait, Soldier's Kurt Russell?
Yeah, Judge Dredd was Sylvester.
Oh,
Stallone.
Judge Dredd. Yeah. Okay, yeah, yes, I want to watch Judge Dredd. But Soldier sounded cool.
Kurt Russell is, what's his name in the second Guardians?
Yeah, he's Ego. He plays Santa in the Christmas Chronicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been in a million movies too.
Yeah.
So Alien, you're excited for? So we're gonna random generate the thing. I'm gonna put the screenshot of it or a screen recording or whatever up here, or the screenshot of whichever one we find. And that'll be the first one that we start with, and then we're just gonna crank them out because we're nerds and we like to watch movies.
I can watch like 4 movies in a day.
And I like to read books, and you need to love reading books like me.
I can't read. I can't do it. It's
No,
impossible.
you do. You're not an impossible reader. You just gotta get better at it. So, anyways, we'll work on that. So we'll watch these, and then we'll do another video of what his list is like and what my list is like. Maybe we'll do a compare, and maybe you can do some reviews in there of the movies when they're done.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. You watch it and then like give a little review. You can even do something short or whatever.
Yeah. Fun fact about me: I for some reason like to rank things for myself. It's really weird. There's no point to it, but I just do it. I actually like.
It's like making a top 30 list.
Yeah. I literally have my whole setup is over there, and I have every single if you know who Tom McDonald is, I have every single album signed and everything, and I ranked every single song in order that he's ever done. But I did it for myself. There was no point to it.
With a 1 to 10 ranking based on what criteria?
Well, I did 2 separate rankings. I did one of like
your
objectively what was it, like how it sounded, the beat, like flows, like lyrics, hooks, like everything, and then I like did that, and then I did another one that was like, this is just, I liked it. Technically, this song is literal garbage, but I still like my love list. It. Yeah,
I like them. I know it's not a great movie,
but it's not good, but I love it.
Yeah.
There's no
So-
point, but I do love to rank things. So I'll
Maybe
do
you
like
should do a review like that, like cinematography,
cinematography, acting,
writing,
score.
directing.
Yeah.
Score is huge. Like some of these, the music is what gets you,
Yeah.
and that's gonna stick with you. And you'll hear little sounds, and you'll be like, yeah. So that's okay. Cool. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Drop some comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're trying to rank up the channel as much as we can. It's fun. We get to do cool things like this. Most of the time it has to do with books and stuff like that, but we'll throw in some movie stuff here and there. Drop some comments, throw a like, throw a subscribe. That'd be awesome. And tell us what ones we should add to this list, what ones maybe we should watch. Even if I've seen him, he probably hasn't. So, or maybe we both haven't seen it and we can be really for the first time seeing it together. So that would be awesome. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and your opinions on what ones have stuck with you forever, or which ones are should be on the list or should not be on the list. You might say, hey, take that off. And then down the road, we'll do some more too. So, all right. Thanks. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.